Good morning and welcome to yoga class. I am Jeanette. This is Jeanette's fitness class that you're in. And I will be teaching a gentle Vinyasa flow yoga. The intention today is to warm our muscles, stretch, relax, open up, not necessarily add a lot of strength. Our Friday morning yoga is more about elongating, breathing, working out any of those kinks and connecting with our body, focusing more on balance and flexibility today. The theme for today is give yourself permission to change. It's very important as we continue our yoga practice or fitness practice, and we often become very routine and we get to a level that our body accepts and is comfortable with, and then mentally we go back to that space each time. When in fact our bodies are ever changing, ever progressing, ever growing. It is very healthy to mentally be inside of our body each time and be aware of the things our body might want to do differently. Perhaps you've been practicing for a long time and you're ready to excel and push to a little bit more of a strength, a little bit more flexibility. Perhaps your body's changing in a way that it actually needs you to pull back in certain poses and give yourself more of a break, maybe shorten that stretch. There's different parts of our ligaments and our muscles and bones that get stronger, and there's also times that they get a little bit, I don't want to say weaker, we don't get weaker, but we do shift and we do change, especially with age, hormonal changes, perhaps past injuries. And so we just need to pay careful attention to what our body is cueing us and telling us, and give yourself permission to have a bubble around you. This is your practice and yours alone. I'm here to offer guidance and invitations, but I encourage you to listen first and foremost to yourself and do what feels good and right for you. I will offer modifications. Please raise your hand if you need even more of a modification, and I'll be sure to help you with that. We're going to start with a warm-up of our body and a little bit of breath work. The element I'd love to focus on today is water, as it is fluidity, and that's what we're working on, is being fluid within ourselves and comfortable with changes and shifts. The water element is housed in our sacral chakra, just below the belly button. And we're going to have our hands in a mudra to begin to help ignite and balance that water element. So if you'd like to take your thumb and your pinky, thumb is fire, pinky is water, and we're going to touch them to bring them into balance. And then just gently rest the back of your hands on the back of your knees. We're going to gently close our eyes if you'd like. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, lift the spine nice and long, all the way up to the crown of the head. Let the shoulders move to the back and gently fall back. Finding this nice, comfortable, tall, seated position. We're going to continue that breath in and exhale. In through the nose. Exhale through the mouth or the nose. Continue this breath work at your own pace, taking nice deep breaths. If you find it's not very comfortable to have a nice tall spine, you can take your blanket or block and just sit it right back on the back of your sits bones. In fact, as you continue to take a few deep breaths in and out, I'm going to come right back and get myself my own props that I left behind. Just a moment. Okay, so 2 blocks and a blanket are going to be our optional props of the day. Apologies that didn't happen first and foremost, but we are being fluid and flexible with how this practice goes. One last deep breath in, eyes closed. And exhale, release. Gently open those eyes. Let's move those shoulders a little bit more. Take them into some nice big circles. Forward, up, back, and down. And then make it a fluid movement. All the way up to the ears and back down behind you. Pausing at the top, let's rotate in the opposite direction, moving with your breath. Take a deep breath in for a circle and out for a circle. Excellent. Let's inhale those arms up to the side. Reach high. Exhale, cactus arms, bend the elbows 90 degrees to the side, and then pull back just a little bit. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring them down and pull behind. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach. And exhale. Let's go ahead and drop this arm over here to the right. Opposite arm comes up and over, looking up at that hand. And on your inhale, we're going to come right back to the top and reach to the left. Taking the shoulder up and over rather than in front of you. Reach a little bit further. You can look up if that's comfortable or shift your gaze down. Bending this elbow to get you a little closer to the mat if that feels good to deepen that stretch. We do want to keep this hip and glute planted on the mat, and you should feel this beautiful stretch all the way down to that hip. And inhale, rise. Excellent. Let's take the wrists forward. Take the right hand, fingers pointing down, and gently, gently pull that wrist toward you. And let's flip it up and gently pull the fingers back, doing a pulsing motion. We definitely do not want to strain in the wrist here. Switch sides, just want to encourage some lubrication and some movement. There is a lot of wrist work in yoga. If being on your wrist is uncomfortable, there are also wonderful modifications to take the pressure off your wrists. And pulling back toward you if you haven't shifted up already. And bring it down to your sides. Let's take the feet in front, plant the soles of the feet down. Nice tall spine, hands are a little bit behind you, and just drop the knees side to side, windshield wiper the legs. This is gently opening up the lumbar spine. Let's slow it down for an inhale and switch for the exhale. Excellent. Sit back up. We're going to cross the legs, turn to your side, and come up onto a tabletop position. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Press away from the mat, press away from the shoulders. Feet can be relaxed here. You don't have to be on your toes unless you choose to be. Nice long line from crown of the head to your spine. As you inhale, we're going to drop the belly and lift the head, filling those lungs, coming into cow. And as you exhale, we're going to rotate that. Drop the head, drop the hips, press up from the shoulders, and moving with your own breath. We inhale into cow position and exhale into cat. Staying with our fluidity focus of the day, I'm going to show you how we can change this rotation between these two poses to add more movement. So we're going to come sit back on those heels. As you inhale, you're going to bend the elbows, scoop the belly down, and then rise into cow. Keeping that rolling motion, we're going to roll into cat and then send it back. And last one, deep breath in. Exhale back. Come finding ourselves in a nice neutral tabletop, getting ready to move into what we call bird dog pose. Start with taking that right leg and just send it behind you, touching your toes to the mat. Let me scooch up just a little bit here. And then we're going to take that left arm and put it straight in front of you. And lift. Take a moment here and center your weight right between the arm and the knee. Press away from the shoulder so we're not sinking down into it. Adding a little heat, adding some balance. If at any point this is too strenuous, just put that foot right back down, or you can put the hand down. Inhale, bend the elbow, bend the knee. Exhale, stretch it out. Reach through the fingers and the toes. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch. Last one. And stretch. Release. Beautiful. Let's switch sides. Center that weight again. This time the left foot comes back. Right arm forward. You decide if you lift both. Take a moment to find your balance, pressing actively away from the mat. And inhale, bend. Exhale, release. And bring that back to center. Touch those feet together. Take those knees as wide as the mat and sink it back for a child's pose. Melting your heart to the earth, you can rest your forehead. This is also a time where you can grab a blanket or a block, even double fold it, and rest your forehead here if you'd like a slightly less deep bend in that spine. Arms can be forward or behind, and take a few deep breaths. Beautifully done. If you have a prop, let's set that to the side. Coming back into tabletop. We're going to curl the toes, coming into our first downward facing dog, and peel those hips up, up, up. Find your downward dog. If you need to reposition your feet or your hands, go ahead and do so. We want to press through all the fingers, press away from the shoulders. Send the hips up high. You can be up on your toes here. You don't have to have those heels down flat. And let's just walk the dog, warming up the back of those legs gently. Excellent. Walk up to the front of your hands, finding ourselves in a forward fold. Bend the knees generously to begin. As we're just warming up our muscles, we don't want to stretch too deep too fast. Hang your head, shake it, relax it. And slow inhale, slow rise. We're hinging at the waist, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Finding ourselves in Tadasana, ready to greet this day. Reach those fingertips down. Reach through all four corners of the feet. We're going to take a moment to stabilize ourselves here. In Tadasana, as much as we're working on our fluidity in our water, we're also always grounded and stable within ourselves. All the corners of the feet are balanced and securely planted into the earth. Find a lifting energy up the front of those legs. Legs are strong, but knees are not locked. As we reach up, we engage the core, pulling the belly button to the spine, which just means engaging those abs to support our back. Your pelvis might tuck ever so slightly naturally as you engage your abs. Keep that upward energy lifted as you breathe up, until your shoulders come up and roll back just comfortably, and the arms come down to your sides. Actively reach through the fingertips, sending all the energy out. Option to close your eyes here. Take a deep breath in. We can bend slightly and actively energize the body as we inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Once you have finished your last breath, we're going to step those feet a little bit wider outside of the hips. Take those toes slightly at an angle and reach your arms straight out, coming into a star shape. Find power in this pose. Actively reach through the fingers, lift the chest, lift the body, engage that core. Knees are soft, legs are strong. Inhale, open the chest, greet the day. And exhale. We're going to add some heat and continue to warm up these muscles, moving from star to goddess. So as we take a breath in and reach again, exhale is going to be a bend at the knees. Elbows are going to bend to 90 degrees and come to the side for cactus arms. I'm going to take a wider stance here. And it's as if you're sliding your back down a wall, coming straight down the center. Pausing for a moment in goddess pose. Let's ensure that our knees are not past the ankles. If they are, just step wider, or you can come up higher. Goddess can be as deep as you'd like. We're going to take that chest and lift it. Arms are nice and stretched to the side at 90 degrees. And we're going to feel strong in this for a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise into star. Exhale, goddess. Continuing with that breath. This is where I invite you to check in with yourself and our focus on permission to change. Have your legs gotten stronger and more stable in goddess? And it might be worth sinking a little bit deeper, embracing the heat and fire. Are your joints telling you this is not comfortable? And goddess should just stay nice and high, putting less strain on those knee ankle joints. How are your arms feeling? Is this a good amount of effort? Is there discomfort? This is your practice. Arms can actively reach down if your shoulders need a break. You can also rest them on the hips or slide them up and down the legs. Permission to change and adjust. Hold it here for a breath. And rise. Excellent. Find yourself in that star. We're going to take right hand and cross it over to the left leg. You can come all the way up to your knee or slide down to your ankle or your foot. Wherever you can comfortably reach, that back arm comes up and over, getting a beautiful side twist. And inhale, rise. Exhale, twist. Moving with your own breath, continue this back and forth rotation. If your heart rate came up with our star goddess poses, and you feel that your breath is faster, good job. That heart is working for you. Now is a good time to mindfully slow the breath, breathing in the nose, out the mouth, and landing in star. We're going to come to a wide-legged forward fold. Take those arms straight to the sides. This is a good opportunity to grab one or two blocks. You can put them up tall or put them down on their sides. But we're going to come up with our arms straight out, airplane arms, hinging at the waist, leading with the chest, nice flat back. And rest those hands on the blocks. You can also rest those hands on the floor. But I'm going to encourage us to maintain a nice straight spine. As we're here, think about that permission. Are the back of your legs saying too much? Take it higher. Are they saying, hey, we've been here before, we've got this. Let's take it lower or lower. And breathe into whatever position you landed in. If it's comfortable for you on your next exhale, bend those elbows, hinging at the waist a little bit deeper. Beautiful. We're going to straighten those hands if those arms were bent. Whether your hands are on the ground or the blocks, we're going to lift the chest, bring those arms straight to the side, and straight spine, come back to standing. Hands to hips. You can hop or step those feet to the center. Inhale, bring both arms up and overhead. Feet are together, hands are together, and we're gonna bend to the right, making a half moon or a banana shape, pushing your hip out to the side. You can even grab that left wrist and encourage a little bit of a pull. On your inhale, we rise up. And exhale, switch. Inhale, rise. Exhale, float those arms down to the side, leading with the chest, coming into a nice forward fold. Another good opportunity for your block. This time I encourage you to straighten those legs. You can always bend as much as you'd like, and we always want to keep a gentle micro bend. But as our legs are warmer, try to straighten them a little bit more than the first time we did this pose today. And notice if you can bend even a little deeper into this, as those hamstrings have opened up for us. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice flat spine, you can gently rest the hands on your thighs. Long line coming out the crown of your head. And exhale, float down, forward fold. And inhale, bend those knees, arms to the side, rising up, leading with the chest, back into a beautiful Tadasana, arms up and overhead this time, reaching back, a little back bend, and float the arms to your sides. We're gonna come into a tree pose today, which is one of the most familiar yoga poses. So I really love to take time to break it down and focus on tree pose, because often when something becomes familiar, we get right to it. And I find it very helpful to pause and break it down and stabilize and check that every part of our body is working optimally within this pose. So starting in Tadasana, standing mountain pose, we're gonna shift our weight into that right foot. You can bring your hands to your sides or your hips, wherever you feel they're gonna help you balance for a moment as we get ready to come into tree. Take that left foot forward and just hover it for a moment. Notice if your foot is really wobbling or if your toes are really gripping. And we're gonna engage the abs. We're gonna engage the thigh muscles without locking the knee. We're gonna center our weight so we're not leaning too much to one side or the other. And we're gonna allow our entire body to engage and support this pose until we can feel the foot relax a little bit. It will be strong, but not strained. You can stay here the entire time working through this, or if you feel stable and ready, go ahead and take the sole of that foot right against your calf. And that knee opens to the side. Option to rest your toes on the mat or pick that foot up. From here, again, engage the abs. Nice strong leg. Inhale, lift the chest. And take a moment to balance and find stability, which will be indicated by how tensely that foot is gripping and rocking, or comfortably, solidly standing in place. Your tree can stay here, or you can grab the ankle and bring that foot up to the inside of your thigh, never the knee, but you can come up to your thigh. See how this feels? You can always go back to a previous position. It might be tempting or natural to pop into this hip. If so, just bring it back in. Nice, tall spine, like the trunk of a tree. And with our fluidity and change theme of the day, allow those branches to move. A beautiful symbolism that we are always grounded firmly and strongly in our sense of who we are, in our divine self, in our intrinsic value, and being unconditionally lovable. But our branches of learning, growing, non-judgmentally, observing and learning from other lifestyles and experiences and information, that is fluid. Beautiful. Bring those hands to heart center and gently rest that foot on the mat. Shift your weight now to this opposite leg, and we're just going to roll that right ankle. Good job, ankle. This one little foot just supported your entire body. Let's thank it and appreciate it for a moment. Roll the other direction. And back to standing. Take a deep breath in Tadasana. And exhale. We are shifting that weight now into the left leg. And we're going to go through all of the same progressive steps. You're welcome to get right to the one that you'd like to get to, but I will walk you through. Starting with bringing that right foot forward and just gently lifting it off the mat. If you feel wobbly, check in and see if your abs are engaged. Bring those hands to heart center. Release that leg and rotate the opposite ankle. Being sure to thank and appreciate that one as well. And opposite direction. Beautifully done. All right, we're going to come to the front of our mat now. With a deep, beautiful inhale, we're going to rise up strong. Exhale, come down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stepping back with that right leg, coming into a low lunge. You can keep the knee up. You can rest the knee. You can also grab this blanket to support your knee. But finding our low lunge, it's important that we have a nice space between here. So I'm going to step forward into this, put my blanket back a little bit further. So you can get a deep stretch right here in that psoas muscle. Resting the hands down to the mat. You can be up on the toes or release that back leg. And allow yourself to relax and drop the hips a little bit, creating more space and more stretching here. Inhale, rise up, arching back. Exhale, come right back down, plant the right hand. Left arm opens to the side. And bringing it back to center, we're going to straighten that front leg and sit back into a half split. Front leg is straight, toes are up. Feeling a really beautiful stretch in these left hamstrings. You can rhythmically bounce in this to be a little bit more gentle in the stretch, or hold and breathe. On your inhale, we're going to come forward. Plant the hands on either side of that foot. We're going to take that left foot back to meet the right. If your knee isn't down, bring it down. Coming into a tabletop position. We're going to inhale and take those hips up for a downward facing dog. I'm going to set my blanket aside. Reach away from the ears, send the hips high. Allow those heels to come down as low to the earth as they comfortably can. We're going to look up at our hands and again walk or lightly float to the front and coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Slightly bend the knees, plant the hands. This time, let's step back with that left leg. Using your blanket again if you'd like. We're going to take a few breaths right here in this low lunge, Vinyasa, stretching out the hip flexor, releasing the back toes. Inhale, rise. Exhale, left hand comes down, right arm opens up to the side. And bring that hand back. We're going to straighten that front leg, coming into a half split. And rocking back forward, plant the hands. This time we're going to come up on the back foot. Let the right foot meet the back, finding ourselves in a nice, strong plank. Knees can come down if you need to. We're going to lower to the belly. Release those toes, and with an inhale, rise up. We can do a full cobra, or if that feels a little strenuous, just come to a nice baby cobra. In some ways, baby cobra engages the back muscles even more with this hover, but it lightens the bend in your spine. And we're gonna melt down. Moving with our fluidity and our water element today. We're gonna press back up and just kind of roll side to side, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the head and the neck, finding whatever movement feels good for you as we open up space in the vertebrae in between the shoulders. Can lean to one side and the other. You can roll up and down, moving like water. And melt to the earth. Beautiful. We're going to make our way to our backs. So gently roll to one side. All the way over. If you find yourself up here seated, we'll show you how you can lower down. If you're already laying down, just enjoy it. If you'd like to engage some core work here, we're going to reach our hands up and slowly lower. Slowly straighten those legs, keeping a nice flat spine. And relax. Let's go ahead and grab that blanket if you have one. It can be a nice pillow, or you can put it on you to keep yourself warm. And we're going to get ready to relax into Shavasana. Take those arms down to your sides. Let the hands just fall open. Let your feet just fall to the side wherever you're comfortable. You can also bend the knees if that's a little bit more comfortable for the low back. This is your space to relax, and you get to dictate what that looks like for you. Gently close those eyes if you'd like. We're going to do a body scan and encourage our muscles to relax and release in preparation for the Shavasana. As you take a deep breath in through the nostrils, observe that oxygen as it comes up and up your sinus cavity into your head. And as you exhale out, relax the forehead muscles. Relax the eyes, relax the jaw. Inhale, observe that breath up through your nose, passing your already relaxed face, coming down into your neck and throat, and relax all of the space in there. Breathing in through the nose, down the back of your relaxed throat. Find that oxygen moving down your shoulder blades and opening them up, melting them into the earth. Inhale that beautiful life-giving oxygen now down your arms, relaxing your biceps, your elbow joint, your forearms, and your wrist. Inhale that air now down the arms into the palms of your hands. Spread the fingers. Feel that air energetically come out your fingertips, and then relax those fingers and hands, letting them curl naturally. Take a deep breath in. Watch the air pass your already relaxed head, arms, shoulders, and hands, coming into your upper spine, across your clavicles, between your ribs. And as you exhale, feel everything release, open, and relax. Inhale the oxygen down the center of your spine, down to your lumbar, and release the abdominals, the back. Inhale deep down now into your pelvis and your hips, observing the air fill that whole space with oxygen. And as you exhale, relax the glutes, open the hips, and release the pelvis into the earth. Inhale the oxygen into your legs, your quads, your hamstrings, your knees, your calves, your shins, and breathe out, feeling every part of your leg unlock, relax, and release. Inhale down into those ankles and feet. And wiggle the toes, and then exhale, relax the toes and the feet, giving them a much needed break for carrying you every day. Taking one more big, beautiful breath in. Find that oxygen filling your entire body, and observe if any part of you is still contracted or strained, and encourage it to relax and release. With your next breath, feel the lightness of your body. As we quietly enter our own sacred private space of connecting with our deep divine self and being in tune to whatever messages we have for ourselves today, we're going to tune in to all of the fluid within our body. We're going to connect with the water element, aware that most of our body consists of water, fluid, blood, constantly moving, constantly shifting. Draw your attention to your heart and notice that with every beat, every pump, every pulse, life-affirming blood is being sent out through arteries and even further through veins, and being spread through every limb, sent to every organ, flowing in every direction, rhythmically, with purpose, and fluidly, with mobility. Find these elements within yourself and take a moment to check in with you and identify what parts of your thoughts or words or daily habits are now being called to this water element and encouraging you to be more fluid, open to change, permission to change, flexible and ever moving, but always with purpose and intent. Loving and serving yourself with every step. And breathe and listen. Take a nice deep breath. Watching that oxygen move with the fluids within your body. Coming back into your physical body. Feel the mat under you, the floor beneath you. Feel the temperature of the room. Notice any sounds around you, including my voice. Smell the air. Take this moment to recall any messages you had for yourself today of how you can more balance and embody your water element and your permission to change as it serves you. And commit to yourself, verbatim in your mind, how you are going to take specific steps to enact these things. Commit to yourself that you won't forget this moment, that you've been heard, and that you, always advocating for yourself, will make a concerted effort to embark on these healthy changes. Knowing you can come back to this space at any time. It's always here for you. Wiggle your toes a little bit. Gently wiggle those fingers. Keeping your eyes closed, slowly roll to your left side. Take a couple breaths here. Take that right hand, press it to the ground in front of you, still closing those eyes very slowly and gently. Press up into a seated position. Finding yourself in a comfortable cross-legged seat. Inhale, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. On your next inhale, open those arms out wide to the side. And as you exhale, cross those arms over your body, walking your fingers toward themselves, gripping yourself in a nice, deep, beautiful hug. And audibly or in your mind, tell this incredible body, thank you for all that it allowed you to do in this practice. Thank you. Inhale, open those arms wide. Exhale, opposite arm on top. Nice deep hug, and listen to your body whisper back to you for taking the time to take care of it today. Thank you. Release the hands. Let them land on your knees. Gently bat those eyes open. Take another beautiful breath in. Thank you for joining me in this practice today. Namaste.